What's up, folks? You are tuned into the Failing Frequency. I am Ethan.
And I'm Mike.
And I'm really hungover.
You are.
Yeah, we like talking about Star Trek.
We do indeed. And what Trek are we talking about this week?
Some fucking bullshit.
Strange New World, Season 2, Episode 5.
Episode 5?
Yep, it's shot past.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, and I remembered what it was called this time. It's Charades.
Yay, they say it in the episode.
Yeah, they said the
Always
thing
helps.
in the thing. Yeah. And it's one word.
Yeah.
One word. You know, I have ADHD. I need things to be, one word answers a lot.
You can't have it be like 10-word long Latin phrases. You can't do it anymore.
Yeah. I mean,
but we've also got the news of the week, and
we've got
all that's time coded.
Trek news. We've got some Trek news. There's some book stuff for the nerds. There's some award stuff for the sycophants. And there's been a death.
There has indeed.
Yeah, man. So
before we get to the sad part of the death, should we do how we doing this week? How you doing this week, other than hungover?
Oh, I'm great.
Look at his pale, washed out face.
Oh my god.
I haven't desaturated Ethan's stream in post. This is just how white he looks. It
was my mother's birthday yesterday, so I went back home, and there was a lot of family. Even had some family visiting from the States. My mother is American, so we've got a lot of family all over the shop. I feel like I'm going to be extra Yorkshire, though, just for having gone back home. Back home. I've been drinking at World's End. It's a great pub. The people who own it are dickheads. Back at the World's End pub. It's grim up north.
It is.
It's grim up north. We have happy times in a place named after the end of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I have also carried on drinking throughout much of today as well. And I've had 2 antihistamines. So let's see how that pans out.
So if you're wondering how much I'm going to have to edit this episode, I think a lot.
I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine.
What could go wrong?
I think it'll be great.
Great.
But yeah, that's me. That's my vibe. I just can't open my eyes. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. My news, considering we were talking about the Grim North, is it looks like in the next 6 months or so I'll be moving back to the Grim North.
Yeah.
To old,
whereabouts?
To Cheshire way, to Liverpool way.
Nice. Oh, yeah. It's nice.
Oh,
Oh, it's nice though, isn't it? It's nice though, isn't it?
Parts of it are nice. Some of the people are nice.
Yeah.
Some of it's horrible. But it's cheaper than the South.
Yeah, fuck that. Ugh. I went to a job interview yesterday before I went back home, and 2 of the people there, it was like a group interview thing, and 2 of them were up from the London offices, and in the coffee room, making coffees, one of them was looking everywhere and was like, "Have you not got any stirrers? You not get any stirrers? You not got any stirrers for the coffee? Fuck off!
Spoons.
Got spoons, you dickhead!" He's like, "Oh, I was just looking for some little wooden stirrers. Oh, so cosmopolitan."
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking Southerners.
Should we get into this shit?
Yeah. Should we start?
Let's start off with the sad news. Let me just get it up.
I mean, I don't normally get it up for sad stuff. I mean, that's not entirely true, but yeah.
You know me, I'm goth. Yes, so executive producer Manny Coto, man who worked on Star Trek Enterprise, has died at the age of, let me just do some maths.
62.
62. Gosh.
Yep.
No way, Jay. Manuel Manny Coto passed away. Sad stuff, man. He was co-executive producer on one of your favourite shows.
Yeah, I do like Enterprise.
Yeah.
And he was a writer / producer, I believe, on Dexter, which I like as well. Yeah. So he wrote 14 episodes from season 3 and season 4. And as you say, exec producer of season 4, and was the one who pushed for there being arcs. So rather than just single episodes, have 2 or 3 episode arcs. So
cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
People like
that was a good thing. He did a good thing. Looks like he also worked on 24 colon Legacy, 24 colon Live Another Day, Dexter, some American Horror Story. Cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sucks. But gosh.
You need to do the thing. It's what you do.
Oh, yeah, I need to do the thing. Ah!
There we go.
Yeah, man. He's up in Stovocore now.
He is.
Getting angels to fetch him coffees now.
Yeah. Pre-stirred coffees.
Yeah.
But should we go on to some lighter fucking news?
Yeah, man. So it kind of seems like it's always award season these days.
It's almost like the awards are meaningless.
It's almost like, yeah, if there's always awards going on, what is the point of any of them? Star Trek Picard and Lower Decks are nominated for 8 Hollywood Critics' Choice Awards between them. Star Trek Picard nominated for 2 Emmys, and 3 Star Trek novels nominated for Scribe Awards. Tell you what, man, it's almost as though Star Trek is good.
Yeah. I mean, the Emmys, which I think are the more important ones out of them ones, or not the more important, the ones that get the most buzz, there's no chance in hell of them winning. Because it's makeup, so non-prosthetics, and everyone in Picard looks, terrible. And mostly that's lighting, but, it's up against some really good shows, and it's not going to happen. And then prosthetics,
what kind of shows
it's up against... well, I've got the list of the ones it's up against for prosthetics.
Yeah.
So it's trying to put the Borg Queen up against Cabinet of Curiosities, House of the Dragon, The Last of Us, which is probably going to be the winner, and Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power.
All right.
So
yeah, because I know Rings of Power and House of Dragons probably not gonna win, just because when both of those shows were on, I saw a lot of people complaining about the makeup and the prosthetics and stuff and the wigs. None of the wigs looked real. I don't believe these wigs. These wigs aren't real. So
but
I doubt it's going to win those.
You can understand Last of Us winning on the prosthetics, surely. Yeah. That's easy win, I think, really.
Absolutely. Cabinet of Curiosities, I can't think of much in the way of
I can't remember if it was a single episode nominated.
I seem to recall a lot of CGI.
Yeah. Oh, I can't find it at the moment. But yeah, I don't think that there's a chance for the Emmys at all. Books I haven't read, and the critics, whatever. There's a lot more categories in there, so there's hope for them, I suppose.
Well, I did the High Country, that the Star Trek, the novel with Pike.
Oh yeah. And you found that all right, didn't you?
I found it rather enjoyable. But like, you know, my consumption of sci-fi, like I've only actually really gotten back into reading books in the last couple of years. I'm not really sure what like book culture is like what caliber of writing earns awards. Like, does it have to be like, do they have a category for officially licensed fan fiction? Like,
yeah. I don't know. You'd think the awards would tend to go to more out of franchise stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, well, if we look, so the Scribe Awards, International Association of Media Tie-in Writers.
Tie-in. Okay, there you go. Well,
so
then I don't suppose they're coming from new properties.
Best Original Novel.
Yeah. It's original.
But the other, and then there's also there's this A Dangerous Trade. It's a Prodigy book, which I'm not that interested in. But the other one is an original series book, Harm's Way by David Mack. He's written loads of Trek books. And it seems to sounds like it deals with a tense situation with the Klingons, which sounds good. So I'm probably gonna check that out. I do love me some TOS style Klingons.
Yeah. Bit of Kang Koloff.
Yeah, cool. Man, some camp ass fucking Shakespearean Klingons. I made a video for the TikTok of us talking about the Klingons, and I put in a clip of Kor, and I just think it's so funny when like there's a bit where like Kor like walks up behind Kirk and he's like
stands very camp. Yeah,
we're warriors, warriors, don't you see, Captain Kirk?
I need to support my spine. Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I hope they work. I hope they work.
You hope they possibly get awards. Yeah. I get you.
You know what I mean? Fucking stuff, words. You know, and I'm sure that even if they don't, it's fine.
Yeah, as I think we've said before, these awards, you know, are a bit bullshit, especially the TV ones. But you know, it's fantastic to be nominated. It's fantastic just to be nominated.
Oh my god!
And especially for the behind the scenes ones, you know, there are a lot of people that work on these shows that get a lot less pay than you'd expect, and you know, a lot less recognition. So good for them.
And if they really want to win those awards, then they need to start doing some more fucking out there stuff. You know, we need more aliens.
Yeah.
We need more aliens.
I mean, we get an alien this week. I mean, who's not winning an award for the alien this week? The prosthetics people. We got
some aliens, but we also got one less alien. For most of the episode.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Do we have any more news, or should we talk about the actual episode?
Yeah, let's talk about this one less alien.
Okay, one less alien. Also known as Charades, Season 2, Episode 5 of Strange New Worlds. Ethan, what did you think of the episode? Non-spoilers.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. If you enjoy an episode of Star Trek that features some kind of strange anomaly or a rupture in space and time, then you're going to love this episode. If you like the episode of TOS where there's a blob, the alien is like a blob of light, you'll love
Green
this
blob.
episode. If you enjoyed the Freaky Friday episode of Strange New Worlds, then the Spock Amok, you're going to love this episode because, you know, there are some hijinks. There are some shenanigans.
Yep. I've
in
got
this
two
episode.
more for the if you liked. So, do you remember the Voyager episode Faces? A B'Elanna episode with the people who've got the skin disease, the terrible alopecia. Well, not alopecia. Dry skin.
I remember what I know about Faces. I have one.
I don't want to describe the episode because it's a bit of a spoiler for this one.
Oh wait, yes, I do. And there's a shing.
There is a shing, indeed.
Yeah.
And the DS9 episode, You Are Cordially Invited, the Dax wedding one. Dax Worf wedding where Martok's wife comes over.
Yes. That's a good one. That's a good call. Yep.
Yeah. Because I was a big fan of this. Again, it's, favourite episode of this season so far, which, the start of the season I don't think was amazingly strong.
No.
But this episode, amazing acting and background acting. There's one person in particular who's background acting his face off.
Oh my god, I know. It's just like, he's barely in it, but everything he does it perfectly.
Yeah. And I don't think it's as funny as last season's episode 5, Spock Amok. Even though it treads very similar ground.
Yeah. I
think it
it
has
was
to do more heavy lifting story wise, like
it has to do.
stuff.
I don't know. I did find this episode quite funny. If you like the Harry Enfield, Kevin and Perry sketches, you'll also enjoy this episode. Pardon me. There's a lot of Kevin.
It's been a long time since I've seen what was the film? Was it like
Kevin and Perry Go Large?
Go Large, yeah. It's been a long time since I've seen that.
Yeah.
Should we do the roundup and go on to the actual spoilers?
Yeah, because it's really hard to talk about without getting into spoilers.
So near Vulcan, Spock and Chapel are on board a shuttle investigating an energy anomaly when the shuttle crashes. Some fourth dimensional energy being rebuilds the shuttle and heals Chapel and Spock, but they think Spock's mixed genetics are a mistake and they rebuild him as fully human.
So insensitive.
That would be trouble enough. Well, yeah. It's a part of the message of the episode. That would be trouble enough, but T'Pring and her parents are on their way to have a Vulcan engagement ritual, so Spock, along with the help of the crew and his mother, learns to suppress emotions and pretend to be Vulcan. Meanwhile, Chapel, hey,
sorry guys. Hey.
Meanwhile,
It's me, Chippy.
Chapel journeys into the energy anomaly again to talk to the energy beings. She confesses her emotions to them to get them to put Spock back right. Spock is cured and now half Vulcan again, but T'Pring is insulted he didn't tell the truth in the first place and suggests they spend time apart. Spock and Chapel use this time apart to fuck.
Yeah, boy. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's amazing. We're episode 5 again. Episode 5 last season was T'Pring comes aboard and hijinks ensue, and there's kind of a body swap, or there was a body swap, and then this season, episode 5, it's T'Pring comes aboard again, hijinks ensue because of a change of body.
Yeah, man. I love the fact that, like, Vulcans are always treated quite seriously. They're always taken very seriously. But so far in Strange New Worlds, whenever we've really had to deal with Vulcans, it's been quite farcical, and it's just like they are silly.
Yeah,
it's the whole culture is silly. They're all knobheads. Like, and it's I feel like it's. Oh, you should treat them seriously. You should treat them seriously because they're serious. It's like, are they though?
Yeah.
Because like a lot of the time, like in the real world, a lot of fucking douchebags on the internet who see themselves as being like logical. Like I don't have emotions. I'm a stoic. And it's like you're a fucking dweeb. Like and yeah, it, like I love it. I love Vulcan hijinks.
Yeah. And like exploring a bit more of the Vulcan culture, considering they're one of the races or one of the species we know or have been around so long. And then it's just like, okay, they have this engagement ritual. Mm-hmm. You know, it's interesting to learn a bit more and get a bit of the shades with the mother-in-law as well, the proper bat of a mother-in-law. Like Enterprise-style Klingons where they're just like, no, humans stink.
Yeah. Well, like, yeah, as well with the, you know, and also because Spock is a human in this episode, we're seeing this Vulcan culture, we're seeing it through the eyes of a human.
Yeah.
Who is trying his best and is getting rightfully frustrated. Like, you know, I would agree. I would say, like, yeah.
And I think it's very smart to have Amanda Grayson there as a human who's kind of been in the culture, so can do a bit of the teaching and be like, yeah, this shit's hot. I just block out pain.
Yeah.
You know, she's used to being around Vulcans all the time, somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. But where have you got somewhere where you want to start?
Let me just check my notes.
I'm all over the place in my notes for this episode.
So let's talk about like it's some kind of strange anomaly.
It is some kind of strange anomaly.
So, I mean, is that even a good place? Because yeah, like most of my notes are kind of all over the place. So we've got some kind of strange anomaly. I do love it's some kind of hole in space and time.
Yeah.
It's just
there are certainly supercuts of Star Trek where it's like it's some kind of. Yeah.
It's a classic Star Trek conceit. Let's
and they are weird, just energy beings as well, blue and yellow. They call themselves, despite being both blue.
Both of them are blue. I am yellow. Yellow is blue. Blue is blue. They were it was an interesting thing. They find, you know, Spock and Chapel broken, and they read their instructions. Yeah. But his instructions were mixed up. So they made
it's kind of like opposite Tuvix, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of. It made me think of Captain Scarlet and the Mysterons. That's how the Mysterons work. They break something and then they fix it and make it a Mysteron. I was like, oh my god, they're Mysterons.
Fucking love Captain Scarlet. I used to have the toys, you know.
I used to have the costume. I used to have the uniform when I was like 4.
See, now I'll use the opportunity to go nerd, even though Seth had their toys.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
But then obviously, you know, he gets fixed, and he finds out that he is now fully human, and it was just a great reaction of just, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Just straight away, he's emotional.
Yeah. And I've seen people complaining on both sides that they cut the fuck. They did. What the? And it's like, Star Trek doesn't need to swear. And it's like, but it didn't. And then the other side is like, oh, they should have just let him swear. It's like,
they should have. I mean, they get one a season. They're allowed one a season. So, could have done. I liked
save it
how
for the end with him in chapel.
Like when my cousin Scott. No, when Spock, you know, he starts being emotional and he is like, he's fucking manic. I'm like, oh my god, they've made him bipolar. Like he's smiling, and then he's stressed, and then he's angry, and then he's cool, and he's calm, and then he's hungry.
He's just shooting through every single emotion that possible, really. And they kind of say that he's kind of at a teenage level of emotion where all the hormones are suddenly hitting him, and he's just like, meh.
Yeah.
So
makes sense.
Does the old like, you can't tell me what to do, mother.
Yeah, man. But it's not even like, stop telling me what to do. It's like, stop telling me what to do all the time.
Yeah.
So lame. I thought it was funny when he's like when he goes to meet his mum, and he's wearing the beanie. He's wearing like the stupid beanie. It's like the beanie that he used to wear when he was hiding the fact that he was a Vulcan in TOS.
Yeah.
But this time he's hiding the fact that he's not a Vulcan.
And I like the where he goes to Pike, it's regulation, and Pike goes like, I have one exactly like it.
Yeah, man, I've got one just like it. Like, yeah. Pike is trying his best. We mentioned, you mentioned earlier, Pike is doing a lot of background stuff, but honestly, everything he does is perfect.
Yeah. If I can be bothered to cut it, here's a snapshot of all his reaction faces.
Really? A shuttle passed by the moon.
Faster!
Whoa.
I hope this isn't a mistake. I have one just like it.
Regardless,
True. Perhaps we should go to sickbay.
Or perhaps we should just tell them we can't do it.
Unfortunate odor.
Yes.
But one could Halak is not fresh. And it seems you have turned your back on your planet. I understand.
Yeah. Continue.
I had my...
Is this part of charade?
Like, he's trying his hardest to cover for Spock, and he's like, And like the bit where he comes out and he's got like the tray of food, and they all start arguing, and he just turns back around again.
Yeah.
Like,
he does two of them this episode. Like when Amanda Grayson first comes in, he's like starts marching out the turbo lift out of the transporter room, and the doors close on him, and he goes in front of the doors. Yeah. So yeah, if I can cut it together, Pike's reaction faces.
Yeah, man. What did you think of his captain's variant in this episode? He's wearing like a black number, or was it just very dark green?
It looked like very dark green to me.
I liked it.
Same wraparound. Lovely stuff. Needs more chest in it. He keeps on wearing this high black shirt underneath it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
we get to see Spock, I suppose, before and after with a couple of things. So the crew telling jokes to him and he doesn't get it, and then with his emotions he's over enthusiastic about the joke.
And he's off his tits drinking a sea breeze. I'm like, is that a sea breeze? He's drinking vodka and cranberry.
Lovely. Good for having you on here, because I was like, that's definitely a drink. I've seen drinks before.
Looked like a sea breeze to me.
Yeah. And then he's cooking with Pike and, starts enjoying bacon, where previously he'd blocked his nasal receptors. A link back to Enterprise.
Yeah, man. How stinky are humans?
Yeah.
I say it every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my favourite, where he tries to kill Sam Kirk. He's just like, stop leaving a mess.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was interesting to see him, like, he still enunciated. He still had Spock's speech patterns. But
yeah,
like
to a degree,
there was still tone. Like he still had like emotional inflection. Like there was some, Ethan Peck managed to inject emotion into Spock quite well, I think.
Yeah, it was obviously silly acted, but it's an episode. It's a comedy episode. We wouldn't want it straight down the line. Just him being human. It's funnier if he's like this, you know.
Yeah. Speaking of like a comedy episode, we talk about like Vulcan hijinks. It kind of seems to be the trend that we're getting with the Vulcans. And I was thinking like, so like for the next, let's say for next season in episode 5, like what kind of Vulcan hijinks do you think we're gonna get? I had 2 ideas. One would be like, so like, you know, T'Pring, because it'll have T'Pring in it as well. Bring in T'Pring.
And it'll be episode 5.
It'll be episode 5. They bring in T'Pring, and they could either do like a desert island like Spock and Chapel and T'Pring all crash on an island, like the shuttle crashes and they crash on an island, and they're like arguing the whole time. All 3 of them are bickering the whole time. Or it could be like one of those like they're in a like it's like a date, like Spock has got a date with both of them.
This is the one I was thinking. Double dating, running between rooms.
And he's like running between that. That would be good. I thought that'd be a good one.
Yeah. That's the one I'd go for, where it's like maybe T'Pring's parents are back or she's got friends on board and he's having to run between that date and a date with like Chapel's parents or something like that.
Yeah.
You know.
You could get Pike to stall.
Yeah. Do his faces.
They could maybe even like double up and like have like, I don't know, Benga. But Benga could be like feeding Spock lines.
Yeah.
Because I bet he's like low-key suave.
Yeah, I can see that. He got one woman pregnant. We know that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Or, oh, yeah. Some Benga.
Oh, man. Maybe they could find someone else who looks like Spock. Did Leonard Nimoy play anyone else?
He played a Mission Impossible guy.
He did. Maybe they could do a Mission Impossible crossover.
Yeah.
Are you interested in seeing the new Mission Impossible movie at all?
I've seen it.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Right. Can we just spoil the new Mission Impossible movie? Right.
Yeah.
Are they fighting a fucking rogue AI?
They are. I mean, someone had to go rogue in it, and it might as well be an AI. That's, you know.
That's so fucking stupid.
And the AI is pretty much just a Windows Media Player, visualization from the 90s, where it's just like...
Oh, that's brilliant.
But, it's an okay movie. It's not a shade on the last 2. Which
They're
is
all stupid.
The last one's incredible.
The first 2 are the best. The first 2 are the best.
Yeah.
The first one is the best. The first one is the best, and the second one is the most fun.
I think Fallout is incredible. And I think the one before Fallout, which I guess is Ghost Protocol, is incredible as well.
But anyway, let's
Where
talk
the
about
fuck were we?
what is this? What is this? The fucking failing Mission Impossible?
Yeah. The Impossible Mission podcast? I bet that exists.
Oh,
I can bet now.
Hold on, let me let me just...
The Impossible Missions podcast.
Hilarious.
Every podcast is made. Every podcast is made.
I still can't believe like we got in there with failing frequency. Boom.
Yeah. Well, we had to change our previous name, didn't we? So
yeah.
Someone had got there before us.
Sons of bitches.
Yeah. Where are we with this fucking episode?
Let's talk about T'Pring's parents.
Yeah. And her terrible fucking mother.
Oh, God.
And her browbeaten father.
Don't you feel bad for him?
Yeah.
Don't you just feel bad for him? You feel bad like he's just not allowed to have his own opinion.
Yeah.
Clearly.
She's like, oh, food. And it's like, is it food, though? Doesn't really.
Is it though? And he's like, no, you are correct. It is shit. I hate this too.
Yeah. These quarters are adequate. No, they smell. They do smell.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, man. You know, you feel bad for him, but you see it often enough.
Yeah, but it's just interesting knowing that like Vulcans have those sorts of relationships as well. Like, it's not just going to be a Vulcan relationship where they're stoically just standing at each other, looking and doing the sand raking shit for amusement.
Yeah, it was funny when T'Pring comes on the ship and she's just like has like the Vulcan equivalent of an outburst to shut Spock up because she's just like just my mother.
No. Yeah.
Just don't start. I've been with my mother and it is. Whew.
Yeah.
Oh, like I know how you feel, mate. I know how you feel.
And this, she's such a catty mother-in-law as well, or future mother-in-law, that she's just like, okay, in this ritual, one of the stages of it is, you tell your opposing, your future son-in-law, future daughter-in-law, kind of their failings to help them improve, apparently.
Yeah.
And she's just like, no, I'll tell you what's up. You're a disappointment to your father. You're a disappointment to your race.
Yeah.
You're not worth my daughter.
Yeah, when Spock's mum says her stuff to T'Pring, and T'Pring's mum is just like, what was that? Like, you didn't say anything to our daughter that we haven't told her 1,000,000 times. Like, that was how. I'll show you how to browbeat your fucking future in-laws, and then just starts laying into Spock. Like, she'd have preferred it if Amanda, just tore T'Pring to pieces. Just like, God, what a cunt.
And then, T'Pring, for her good virtue, is like, the time's up. And the dad goes like, oh yeah, dong. The dad's just sitting there. He's too browbeaten to actually tell her to stop. He's just like...
He's spaced the fuck out.
Yeah.
He is 1,000,000 miles away. After, just like, time's up. What? Okay. Bing.
Yeah. Ding. Should we talk the other rituals as well? So there's delivering hot coffee from a kettle that has no handle.
What's logical about that?
Yeah. And I was sure. So they're they give Spock his fake ears. They give him his actual fake ears to wear, Ethan Peck's ears, as we'll make sure you pretend to be Klingon. And then they're just like, no, you have to get used to holding this boiling fucking kettle. It's just like, give him coat his hands with something, Doctor. Just coat his hands. Because Amanda Grayson is just like, I can do this because I'm used to it, hiding my pain. And it's like, well, her hands are probably there's no pain receptors left in there now.
Yeah, she's probably just
normal now.
I literally can't feel anything most of the time.
Yeah. Mia Kirshner, by the way, still.
Absolutely. Yeah,
we
she's
always
great.
say Strange New Worlds is full of beautiful people. And, Amanda Grayson, Mia Kirshner.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. I loved it when Spock has to excuse himself. And he just goes into the bathroom on his own, and he's just and screaming into a fucking cushion.
Yeah,
mate, I've been there. Oh, I've been there.
Well, there's a couple of relatable Spocks this week. There's that, and then there's when he's talking to Chapel earlier on. He's like, she's asking him how he's doing. He's like, well, sometimes I don't cry in the shower. It's like, oh, I'm joking.
Hey, man, sometimes I don't either.
No. I mean, who could even tell? It's the perfect place to do it.
Yeah. Can't take a cushion in there to scream into, though.
No.
You'll get the cushion wet.
Life lessons. The more you know.
Yeah.
I thought the learning how to speak like a Vulcan scene was funny, to get the bridge ladies, you know, involved, because he's going around the different people and learning how to do stuff really, or blend in. And he's just like, no, you need to speak more robotically.
Yeah.
They're pretty much teaching him to speak like Captain Holt.
Yeah.
From Brooklyn
Yeah.
Nine-Nine. It's like, notice how I raise one eyebrow, and that's it.
I thought he makes a good point when he's just like, it's harder to do when you're trying.
Yeah.
Like, you know, just the things like, you know,
Yeah.
I was at work last week. There was a new member of staff asking me how to make a Bloody Mary. I'd like, I was just like, I don't know, I just do it. You just
Hard to
fucking
do stuff
this.
not on muscle memory, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm like, okay, and
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it, and I ended up doing stuff in the wrong order.
Yeah.
You know, but like and also like I didn't explain well, because like my attitude towards making cocktails has gotten, like, I used to be very meticulous about it, and I would make the perfect, like, I'd make a perfect old fashioned, make a perfect Manhattan, make a perfect Bloody Mary, but I realized over the years that like if I make a half-assed Bloody Mary, or if I make a perfect Bloody Mary, they both taste the same. They taste the same, and they, for the most part, look the same. And like, if you just like just some of that, bit of that, some of this, boom, 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 roll it, it's fine.
Sorted.
It's
Sorted.
not that deep. It's not that deep.
No.
I work with people who like, oh, they'll taste it and they'll be like, oh, I need to add some of this. It needs a bit of this, and I'm just like, just make the fucking drink.
Yeah. Just finish fucking drink.
Just make the fucking drink. Serve the next person.
Yeah. Move on quickly. It's a bar, not an artisan tasting place. Yeah.
Stupid.
But we get through, I suppose. Should we do? Chapel comes back and cures Spock, whatever. And
Well, like,
you know,
before that, before Chapel comes back, we meet the aliens. We meet these interdimensional people. Chapel and Ortegas and Uhura go into like the mirror dimension from Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And like they fly in the shuttle, and then they're just like in this dimension, and it's cool. We saw it in the trailer, and I was like, I wonder what that is.
yeah, it's like kaleidoscope, isn't it? The background, and clearly the volume. But if
Yeah.
we're talking about fourth dimensional space, we might as well be in the volume.
But like but like I was thinking that like how fucking like trippy as fuck, and like how difficult must that have been to be to be in the volume and to actually be surrounded by all this crazy cracked mirror looking stuff, and it's just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Like, phew.
And it moves with the camera as well, so like the background effectively moves when you're not moving,
Yeah.
because it's fixed to the camera's perspective, not yours. It's like
Yeah.
seasickness. But yeah, she has to go through like the equivalent of. Can you remember the race in Guardians of the not Guardians of the Galaxy, Hitchhiker's Guide, where it's like, no, you didn't fill in the correct form.
Yeah. What is it? Yeah, like these like energy balls of energy also have like a really surprisingly like bureaucratic society of like you know, talking about like why are you asking me, you called me.
Vogons.
You know,
There we go.
the Vogons. They're like like Vogons. Like, oh, this is highly irregular.
Yeah.
This is
Why did you get a say in how Spock is? And it's like, well,
yeah.
and she has to, you know, confess feelings or whatever.
Yeah, I thought it was funny the way that like she was like, he's my friend, and Uhura and Ortegas are just like, Chapel, Christine, come on, like, are you serious?
Yeah.
You like him?
Yeah, and I thought the overall, and again, it's why I say the episode has, I think, less comedy or less funnier bits, but because it has to do more with the characters. You know, her confessing to the equivalents of the Vogons, whatever they're called. You know, it's not a funny scene, but it's a good scene because it's like, and this Spock, you know, understands me more and is more emotional. I could probably get on with him more, but he's not Spock.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, I like that very much. But yeah, she comes back with a cure. Shoots Spock with it before he can confess love for her. And then Spock goes out.
Which would have been a stupid thing to do at that time anyway.
They've got good ears, Vulcans. Why would you do that in the next room?
And like, aren't you busy? Like right now? Like...
Yeah. He's got teenage emotions, you know.
Yeah.
He's being a bit stupid.
Yeah. Hey, I know I was.
Yeah, I still am.
Yeah. Tell me about it, buddy.
But he goes next door, and he can't help it when to ding, to dong, the mother, to Prel.
Ka-ching.
Is just like, oh, congratulations, you know, you weren't absolutely shit at this, even with your disadvantage of being half human. And Spock's like, well, maybe I was fucking human all along.
Yeah, maybe I was the whole fucking time, and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. God, you're a dick.
It's very cathartic for, you know, anyone who's, you know, spoken to a mother-in-law before and just been like, oh, kind of bite your tongue.
I know, right? Honestly.
Yeah. And then, yeah, gets to compliment his mum, which is always good. Amanda Grayson, long-suffering Amanda Grayson, who's been stuck on a planet of people who don't care about her for decades.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like the old, you know, the memory she shared with him was him being accepted, but her still not being accepted, you know?
Yeah.
Because of being human. And she does a bit of the message of the episode, which I suppose we can do towards the end. But yeah, do we have anything else for the episode? I'm trying to think.
Well, I suppose after this, because, you know, like you said before, after this, T'Pring, you know, does one. Yeah. T'Pring's like, oh, you lied to me, I don't like it. And then, you know, fucking Spock and Chapel have their, you know, Chapel turns up outside Spock's house with a boombox.
Yeah.
Playing a love song.
That's going to be a reference probably half the people listening won't get.
I can't remember the name of the movie. Like, what is it?
Is it like
John
Say
Cusack.
Anything?
Something like that, yeah. John Cusack. So yeah, and then they get it on.
They do. Off-screen fucking.
Right on.
Yeah. I thought T'Pring's, you know, oh, we need to spend some time alone. You know, Spock did the completely logical thing because she was sharing a mind meld with her mum and was stressed, as Spock said. It's just like, yeah, don't tell the person who's sharing a mind meld with someone that, you know, you're doing something behind their back. That's probably not a good idea.
Yeah. Probably not a good idea. Like, you're right there, actually. Like, if she's going to have a bad... Yeah, no. Don't tell secrets to the person who... Yeah, because she's compromised.
Yeah, and struggles to lie because she's a Vulcan. So... Yeah. I think, you know, it kind of had to end this way, though, because they want to get a bit of Chapel Spock action going on and don't want to make Spock a cheater or whatever.
Yeah, man.
So
but instead...
just
they made him Ross. We were out there, like, you know, him and T'Pring are on a break. They're on a break, and it's like, we were on a break. Oh, God, that's going to be what the comedy episode is for next season. They're going to be arguing in fucking Pike's they're going to be having an argument in Pike's quarters, and everyone's going to be locked in the other room, listening to them have an argument.
They can just get by with having Chapel's parents over, meeting Spock, meeting her boyfriend, and T'Pring arrives, and do that run between rooms stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It can work. It can work.
They can do it. Yeah, man, it can work.
What did you get for the message of the episode? And bear in mind, Amanda Grayson pretty much spells it out at the very end.
Well, for the most part, I guess I'm gonna go with the message that connected with me the most, which is 2 words. Well, I say 2 words, bunch of words. 1, mothers. Am I right? And the other one, in-laws. Am I right?
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, man. What was that? Is someone just rolling a keg down your hallway?
No, unfortunately, my upstairs neighbour is moving out, and they're on their balcony just banging shit off the balcony like things. They're just.
Right.
I have no idea why. There's no furniture up there, so I have no fucking idea what they're doing. I had the message that it was about mixed race relationships and Amanda Grayson spelling it out. Their judgment was a sign of their own weakness, not ours.
Yeah,
man. Amanda Grayson, power to you.
Amanda Grayson's awesome, but she's got a point. The thing is, people try to find a place. They try to find communities where they belong, and a lot of the time, if you don't feel accepted, sometimes there is a absolutely there's a reason for making yourself welcome and finding a place for yourself, carving yourself out a place. But other times, if people don't want to fuck with you, fuck them. If they don't want to be your friend, you don't have to be their friend.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Do you want to seek approval? Other than because it's Vulcan and relationships with your mother are very strong or whatever. It's very matriarchal society, whatever. Fuck to Prill or whatever her name was. Who the fuck cares about this woman? She's clearly the biggest bitch in the world.
She's fucking massive dickhead.
Yeah. It kind of needed the future father-in-law to be T'Pring leaves and he's like, sorry, and then leaves, afterwards.
It would have been great if they, when Spock's, giving her a telling off, if it just cuts to T'Pring's dad and he's just like...
Yeah. High fives him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's I suppose the message of the week.
Yeah.
And if that's all we've got to talk about,
one more thing.
One more thing.
They broke the law of Chekhov's charades. They talked about charades. Yeah. We didn't see anyone actually playing charades.
2 words. Sounds like ear.
He was explaining it to them. Ear. He was explaining it to them, but we didn't actually see a game of charades. And by the looks of it, T'Pring's dad was up for a game of charades.
He would have played charades. He's fine with charades.
He's
going to take that home.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, the human explained a very interesting ritual, and I thought that we could all engage in it as a team-building exercise.
Overwhelmed by your mother.
It is 2 words.
Logic to what you
Ear.
Two syllables. Ear.
That you seem to have involved nearly
it's a shame,
on this ship in your ruse.
But yeah.
How am I meant to feel?
Yeah.
If
I accept you.
It broke the charades.
Human side
if that's all we've got for this week, though, if you want to do all the normal, like, subscribe, comment, review, whatever.
Find us on TikTok. We're getting a bit of speed on TikTok, and we're on Threads.
We are.
We're on Threads.
Perhaps.
What are we on, Threads?
It would be best.
I do not
Failing
know.
frequency on
legitimately.
Threads.
There you go. But yeah, if that's all we have for them this week, then what do we say at the end?
Live long and prosper, motherfuckers.
And peace and long life, double dumbasses.
Double dumbass.